Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. This is part 2 of my double adversary guide. In this video, we're going to be talking about double adversary deck construction. Now, this is something that I skipped over in the first video just because it's very confusing, and fortunately, TTS mod does it for us. Now, if you don't have the luxury of TTS mod, and this is something that you have to do in person, I'm going to hopefully talk through how to make the decks as easy as possible. So let's take a look here. So this is on page 19 from the Jagged Earth rulebook. And we're looking down here at making the invader deck. It says if both adversaries modify the invader deck, first follow all of the instructions on the supporting adversary. So that's your second adversary here. In order, then follow all of the instructions on the leading adversary. Do as much as you can. If you encounter something that's impossible, skip it. It says treat the pressure level 2 as instead moving the bottommost stage 3. And what we're going to do is kind of go through some examples of modifying the invader deck. So first, we're going to choose one invader that modifies the deck. We'll choose Russia, and we'll choose Russia 4. And then we're going to choose an adversary that does not modify the deck. Let's choose England. And let's just show how that works. We'll do England 5. And what will happen is we will set the invader deck. So in this case, only one of the adversaries sets the deck, and that's Russia. Even though Russia is leading, you'll still set the deck according to what's written on the adversary card. So we expect the deck to be 1-1-1, and then alternating 2s and 3s. And that's what we have here, alternating 2s and 3s. And even though England is that supporting adversary, once again, it does not modify the deck. So these rules are only for when both adversaries modify the deck. Good examples of this is going to be Sweden, Russia, Scotland, Prussia, and I believe Habsburg does as well. So I guess 5 out of the 7. Okay, I've loaded up. Let's do another example. Let's start off with, let's do Russia 4 again. And let's do Scotland 2. So as I mentioned earlier, you're going to choose the invader deck that is your supporting, and that's what you're going to set the deck as. So we're doing Scotland 2, which means the invader deck is going to look like this. It's going to have 2 stage 1s, then 2 stage 2s, a stage 1, coast, stage 2, and then 3. So this is how the invader deck will look. Well, now Russia is going to modify that invader deck, and it says when making the invader deck, put 1 stage 3 after every stage 2. So we're going to create the deck like Scotland, and then after every 2, we're going to have a 3. So let's see. So we have our 2 stage 1s, just like in Scotland. We're then going to have a stage 2, and then that's where that Russia rule comes into play, giving us a stage 3. We're then going to have that second stage 2. Then the Russia rule is going to give us a stage 3. And then look at, now we have that stage 1, which we expect the next card to be the coasts. And then we'll have another stage. Well, I guess in this case, I believe we're out of stage 2s. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. No, we are not out of stage 2s. Let's see. And just looking over here, we have our 2 stage 2s, we have our nice coast, and then we immediately go into stage 3s. Oh, I see. That's why. Okay. Caught my mistake here. And this is why this is such a confusing. Coast is a stage 2, so they put a stage 3 there. And then we have another stage 2. And as you can see, it is somewhat confusing. Loading another example here. Let's do Habsburg 3, and we'll do Prussia 5. Actually, we'll do Prussia 4. Once again, we're going to set that deck here. And remember, we're going to treat Prussia's level 2 effect as just moving the bottommost stage 3. So we're going to set the deck, so it's going to be 1-1-3, 2-2-2, 3-3-3. So this would be the deck. And then Habsburg 3 is modifying the deck by removing a stage 1 card. So we should expect the deck to have 1 stage 1, a stage 3, and then a bunch of stage 2s. So 1 stage 1, there's that stage 3. We should have 3 stage 2s, and the rest are stage threes. Habsburg is actually pretty easy just because you're just removing a stage one card. So you just remove that top stage one, and that's kind of how Sweden modifies the deck as well. Sweden modifies the deck by just removing that topmost invader card. We'll do one more example. We'll do Prussia, or we'll do Scotland 4, and we'll do Prussia 2 as our final one. Once again, treating that Prussia 2 effect as moving this a stage 3 among the bottommost stage 1. So we're going to set the invader deck. So it's going to look like this over here. So we're going to have 2 stage 1s, and then we're going to have a stage 3 because of that Prussia 2. And then we're going to have the rest of the Scotland deck. So then we'll have 2 stage 2s, a stage 3, a coast. So 2 stage 2s, a stage 3, a coast, and a stage 2. And that's that coast card here. And that's how these two adversaries modify the decks. So hopefully this video was helpful for someone that's struggling with setting up the double adversary deck when both adversaries modify the invader deck. If this is something that you're really struggling with, then I would just ignore. I just wouldn't put two of these adversaries together. I would stick with doing like France and Scotland, or maybe England and Scotland, and kind of separate the more challenging adversaries that put complex decks together, and just kind of avoid that altogether. If you like this video, like, subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys in the next video.